Welcome to another edition of the Headline. I am your host, Larry H. Gardner. The H stands for how about Shadua Sanders on Friday night? But first, I'm just gonna let you know to pay the bills, the skills to pay the bills. You're listening to WNRV 108.1.com Nerve DJs, where we get on your nerves. And speaking of which, I hope the haters stop getting on Shadua Sanders' nerves like Tony Grossi of the Cleveland Plain Dealer. Before we go into a couple other things, first of all, rest in peace to Dr. Danielle Spencer. If you don't know her, if you watch What's Happening and What's Happening Now with Raj and Dwayne, hey, you know that Dee was the little baby sister that was on What's Happening. She played Dee Thomas on What's Happening Now, and she passed away at age 60. Rest in peace to her. And you know, we had a lot of fallen stars pretty much this past month. So rest in peace to her, and to the rest of the cast of What's Happening Now that is still living. Sending my condolences and prayers out to you to losing that, baby sister. Dee reminding us all of our baby sisters. I'm going to tell my Raj, pretty much. But before we ship into the federal news, the sports world is up in arms because a couple of rookies performed great Friday. Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, NFL preseason started pretty much week 2. The week 1 was the Hall of Fame game. And Shadua Sanders, the son of primetime Deion Sanders, and performed for the Browns as far as quarterback. Let's see, 14 of 23, 138 yards, no interceptions, and 2 touchdowns. He led 3 touchdown drives. But a lot of people are saying now this week is the Philadelphia Eagles, with a lot of tougher tests. The Browns are planning to sit out Joe Flacco, who will be presumed the starter, and Kenny Pickett, who's still nursing a hamstring. Dylan Gabriel, the other quarterback they drafted, the rookie out of Oregon, will split time between Sanders, Huntley, who came in because the other quarterbacks were hurt, and Sanders and Huntley. So I think Sanders is going to start, and then Gabriel is going to pick up the slack. A lot of people are comparing the two rookies. One of these people will not be here by the start of training camp between Gabriel and Sanders, and everybody's pulling for Sanders to be not only the backup to Joe Flacco, but possibly the starter, pretty much. So in other news, unfortunately, I hate to say his name, I'm going to say it anyway. Y'all know how I feel. First of all, I got to give a shout out to the National Association of Black Journalists 50th Conference. Shout out to Wayne Dawson and Leon Beal for being in the National Association of Black Journalists Hall of Fame. A time was had by all, from the Rock Hall party to the House of Blues that was rocking on Friday night, to everybody, to Saturday's festivity, to the Sunday gospel brunch, to everybody that I met and networked with. Shout out to Fox News, ESPN, TMZ. Okay, ESPN's First Take with Stephen A. Smith and Swagoo and Monica McNutt and others were down here on Friday. That line was long as what to get into the First Take studio. I managed to get myself in there, and shout out to everybody that participated. Shout out to the president of the Greater Cleveland Association of Black Journalists, Rhonda Crowder. Shout out to Kevin MC Chill Hurd. Shout out to Harry Boomer. Shout out to Leon. Shout out to Wayne Daly. Shout out to Bree. Shout out to Ty Blade. Shout out to everybody. Helen Maynard. Shout out to everybody that participated in the festivities. And Felicia Annie. And Rachel Hill. By the way, the next year's journalist conference is going to be in the ATL in Atlanta. And shout out to Atlanta, because usually it's like the passing. Cleveland did this thing on Saturday. Atlanta had their party, Welcome to Atlanta, on Saturday night. And they had the Huntington Conference Center rocking. They should have opened up another room. There was too many black folks in that place, period. and I loved it, and everybody loved it. There's a new board. Also, shout out to the people that I met, from Rob Parker to Stephen A. Smith to Roland Martin, who is now the vice president of digital for the NABJ. But let's get to the federal, because that's what you're here for. So,
real quick, what does the acronym stand for?
NABJ?
Yes, I heard it stand for two things. Let me hear what you're gonna say.
National Association of Black Journalists.
And what would you have you heard it something about a job?
No.
I'm gonna get back with you.
Okay. Stupid. All right. Human T-Rex on the ones and twos. See, you should have been at the House Blues Friday night, for real. It was a hard.
Had a lot going on this weekend.
I know. Speaking of this weekend coming up, we have the tailgate for the preseason here at The View, 5100 St. Clair Avenue. It's Mrs. Horton, the Godfather, queen of the Godfather's birthday celebration, and others. So I'm going to be here Saturday. It starts at 11 a.m. Please come down to Nerve DJs, The View, 5100 5100 St. Clair Avenue, right in the great heart of Cleveland, period. But to the federal news. President Donald Trump, God, I hate saying that, is the person who decided that the D.C. police force, the Washington, D.C. police force, should have federal boundaries. So that means he ordered them to act as, I don't know, because of young people acting up. I think this is just power and control on his part, period. But it is what it is. Also, shout out to Mayor Johnston Beer for doing an interview with BET. But we all know that early voting has started today for the city council races, for the mayor, and for judges. Well, not judges, they go to November, but the city council races and the judges. By the way, as I announced last week, Mike Polenzek is running against Anthony Harrison in one city council race. But I have my councilman here with me. So T-Rex, please play the entrance music for this lovely young lady that is sitting across from me at this particular point in time. She's brought a new attitude to Cleveland's, City of Cleveland's Ward 4, and she's planning on doing it again at this particular point in time. That's why I'm playing one of my favorites, Patti LaBelle. Please welcome Councilwoman Deborah Gray in the house. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm great. So, the first thing I want to ask is that before you was the Councilwoman of Ward 4, what were you doing before?
Living my life. Living my life and enjoying it. I been living in Ward 4 for over 36 years per se. I'm a homeowner. I have raised 2 sons and have 6 grandkids.
Wow.
And during that time, I had since retired from my corporate administrative jobs that I had in my lifetime. So prior to that, I was just enjoying my life after retirement and being part of the community, joining different entities and joining different organizations to get more involved in the community, so I can understand what more was going on in the community, so I can have a more understanding of what I need to understand about my surroundings and what was going on in the community.
Okay, so
Had interest.
Very much so. So how was the opportunity to run for city council in Ward 4 presented to you?
Oh wow, that is a $1 million question, because it came out of the sense of our previous council. You know, I had got into the midst of his troubles, and when that door opened up, I really was looking for my son King Gray to move forward in it, because he had ran before against Kenneth Johnson.
Okay.
So the opportunity I felt was for him. But at that time, he said he had moved on in his position. He works for the county, so he had more in-depth other things that he was doing in his position So I said I would go, and he said, well, go look for someone else, Mom, because that bucket has sell for him. Okay? So I looked for other folks to see if who would want to move forward in that position, per se, and talked with 5 other folks that had interest in the position, but due to certain decision making, I was still kind of leery because that person needed to be boots on the ground, invested, out here in people's face, had a connection of how the community would grow, even for them. So my options were still open. And then my son came back and said, hey, Mom, won't you run? And I was like, no. That ship has sailed for me too. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, because I was enjoying what I was doing. I was part of St. Luke's Foundation RAC Committee. That's Resident Association Committee. That it was 11 board panel, and we looked over nonprofit and community grants, and we gave them funding. And then I was part of NLI, Neighborhood Leadership Institute. I was part of them, being an activist in the community. I also was a precinct committee person as well. So I had different things, and I was ambassador for Burton Bell Carr. So I was full of other things that I was enjoying in the community. And plus I worked at my last job, I worked at the Cleveland Public Library as a page, just to get out and stay socialized in the community. But doing all that, my son came back again and said, hey, Mom, won't you consider it? And he was like, think about it seriously. I said, well, I'm not a politician. I don't walk the walk, but I talk the talk as an activist. So then other folks started calling me and say, Miss Gray, won't you consider it? And I was surprised that other folks even thought of me running. And after so many folks who had good intentions, who had great positions, who had the no awe of politics, they continued to call. And I said, okay, I said, long as I got the support.
Right, exactly.
Long as I got
Go
the
ahead
support,
and go.
Go ahead and go. So I pulled the petition blind, and I said, I can get through this. Then I got through that and got registered, and they made a commitment, and they came out and walked the walk, and we talked the talk, and I prevailed to move forward as council in November 2021, and I been blessed and humbled to learn to engage with the residents of how we need to empower and redevelop our Ward 4.
Okay. And Ward 4 covers what areas for people that don't know?
Okay, Ward 4 covers Woodland, the corridor, 89th and 89th and Buckeye, to 130th and Buckeye, Woodland, 89th and Woodland, up to 93rd and Woodland, coming across back up to Buckeye, up to 39th, Cleveland Shaker, Mount Pleasant, and Kinsman.
Okay.
Mount Pleasant goes all the way over to the Revere behind John Adams. That goes to the south side, and I bordered with Ward 2.
Okay.
I bordered with also Ward 6.
Okay. So the redistricting that happened this year, did that cut out any areas for you?
Yes, it did.
Which one?
Yes, it did. From the south side of Buckeye is Ward 4. The north side of Buckeye is Ward 6. Ward 6 and Ward 4 always bordered on Buckeye corridor. From 130th and Buckeye all the way down to the 89th to the Opportunity corridor.
Okay.
So that Ward 6, just say this, all south side was underpopulated. So we had to overlap due to the redistricting of the lines.
Okay.
So Ward 6 had to lap over all the way over to Buckeye to Forest.
Okay.
So we lost all of south of Buckeye to Forest. And we lost everything from down to the corridor, from 93rd and Woodland to Woodhill, going all the way over to Lamateur.
Okay.
So all that is now is Ward 6.
So
Okay?
all that's Ward 6.
All that is Ward 6.
Including the Opportunity Corridor?
Even the Opportunity Corridor.
Okay.
All that is went over because because Ward 6 had to be populated too. Then Ward 1 pushed into the back of Kinsman. We had the 140th to the west of going downtown.
Okay.
Ward 1 pushed in and took 140th took up to 139th in Kinsman to the east side, all the way across to Union. So that back end of Ward 4 is now Ward 1.
Oh, wow.
And then the south side, the southeast side, from Revere behind John Adams, Ward 2 came all the way into Ward 4 into Rexford, because we had Revere, Corlett, Gay, Ferriton, Craven, Holborn, and Rexford. Ward 2 got all those streets, and then they got everything up to Civic and up to Melzer. So all of that was taken to the southeast side. So we got the Miller from Parkview on over to Melzer to Oakville. However, we were pushed to the west side, which is Ward 12. And Ward 12 was redistricted out completely. So we got Fleet to the north of Broadway, and now we also have Bessemer, which is part of Ward 5 and part of Ward 6. And Fleet to the north of Broadway is Ward 12.
Is it true that the president, councilman redesign him? Do he redesign him himself, or does he have a team?
The auditors.
Say it again.
Auditors come in to do the redistricting.
Wow.
It was
Yeah.
3 auditors that came in to do the redistricting.
And do they live in Cleveland?
I can't say where they live, but they
Yeah.
were certified auditors
Okay.
that came in to do the redistricting. Understand this, the redistricting didn't come from the auditors, it came from the census.
Census Bureau.
The
Census Bureau.
The census was done in 2020 during COVID, unfortunately. And the census means everything to every community across the nation, because that's what gives you your resources, the amount of folks that is counted from the census.
So you feel like it hurted Cleveland and a lot of other brown cities like us?
It hurted every area of the city of Cleveland, not just brown, not just black and brown. It basically hurted the population.
Okay.
Right.
Not the population is the people.
Okay.
Not the businesses. So, however, when the census was counted, and it was counted twice, we ended up having 373,000 folks in the city of Cleveland. However, the charter of the law states that we had to have 375 up to 400,000. We were 2,500 under.
And we would have kept it 17.
Yeah.
Right, we would have kept it 17, but the census triggered the charter because we were under 375. So that's where your redistricting happens. If that didn't happen, we would remain 17.
And we would have had, and you would have kept the
You would
wards.
have kept the 2 councils
also-
that unfortunately, have to be redistricted out, but they are also running in their own races.
Exactly. So
That's kind of weird, because don't you have to live in your city? I mean, in your ward
to be an auditor.
No, to be the council.
Yeah.
No, not
Not necessarily.
But not necessarily.
You got to move there.
You can be in another ward to run in another ward.
Okay, but you have to live in the city of Cleveland.
Yes, it had to be
Well.
the city of Cleveland.
Okay.
It can't be a
Beechwood.
Summit or Shaker, the Heights or the suburb
Right.
or Summit.
You can't live in Parma and be a city council member in Cleveland.
No, it
Matter
makes
of fact.
sense because
Yeah.
most of the people they live in they from that neighborhood. That's why they want to be the council, but to make a change. So it makes sense.
Yes,
Right.
that's basically what it is in a nutshell.
So pretty much.
That's trust.
All right.
Say less.
So pretty much the census was the reason that you had to do redistrict, correct?
Yes, the census triggered the law, and that's the charter. Census the charter, that's the law of the city, and that's what happened with that. more people are now more engaged to understand that structure. And it was a shocking, it was shocking to folks when they did actually had a better connection and awareness of what's going on now. So we had more vocal from a lot of folks that had interest of saying, I didn't appreciate it. Because when you in the know, you can't go back.
Right.
When you in the know, you move forward.
That
and
means
you
fill
fight
out
harder.
fill out
You
that
fight
census
harder.
form.
You fill out that census.
Census form.
The census
Because the
bureau.
census come every 10 years.
Right.
The next census is 2030. So understand the census give us resources.
But that's 5 years ago, so why take 5 years to redesign it?
Every 10 years, that's the way.
I mean, that's a sense, but that was 5 years ago, and we just
Right.
now redesigning?
Yeah.
It takes that long
Mm,
for
it
the
takes-
process of the structure. Now, I can't explain it thoroughly, and I'm not going to try because I'm going to get the feedback.
No, you're doing a good job. You're doing a
Thank
good
you.
job.
However, that's what happens with the whole system of the census, because it takes time for them to get all that together and then bring it to the council.
Exactly.
So then we have a time period. For I know, since it's my first 4 years, council have a time period themselves to structure their system to understanding when that time period starts.
Right. So here's a question I have for you. This is just crazy. How do you feel about your first 4 years being in city council? What was the one thing you can say about your first, because it's your first time holding public office. How do you feel about the first 4 years of being in city council? All these changes.
What all the changes such as?
The redistricting and everything.
Well, for the redistricting, this is my first time actually in it because I'm the council, and when it's in your face and you're dealing with it, it's personal. You're a human being. Even though you're the council, you felt something. You felt a loss. But however, this is political, and it happened due to the census. And once you get a grip and understanding of the process, it's acceptable. It's acceptable. So you have to just move forward and be able to communicate with your residents as much as you can to explain the process. And it's a huge process of explaining when you have to go back to the areas that was redistricted out of your ward. You still got to go back and communicate with the residents that's no longer part of the ward.
Right.
And you got to go and communicate with the residents that still are. And then you have to communicate with the new residents and the new area that you have to introduce yourself to. So you got a lot of meetings, you got a lot of boots on the ground, you got a lot of consistently to bring people in the fold of how this redistricting happens.
So the question, let's get back to, because right now you are in a race to keep your seat. Why should people re-elect you as in Ward 4, period?
Well, why people should elect me as the council
Yes.
is because I am honest, transparency. I deal with transparency, and I am present in your face. I am boots on the ground every day. So I've walked before I got in this seat, and I'm still walking today. And when I'm out there or taking calls, when someone needs something in the moment, I'm able to answer in the moment. I do not say I'll get back to you, because I am them. I understand if I ask a question and I want something, I want the answer. And for me to learn more in this position, to do what we have done in developing the ward with no expectations that we would have been saved, and to bring the residents in the fold of the process of us being open and receptive to understand what needed to be done, to move forward. I have proven myself as a leader. I have a lifetime service still in the ward as being a homeowner. I have been given the chance to show the ability to the residents that we were able to develop housing infrastructure, businesses. We was able to bring tangible life back to the ward that we had not seen in years. So to say that we worked incredibly hard to do the work that we did not expect that we were able to do. And I have been able to connect with the residents so they can see the work that we did in the ward for me to move forward. And it's substantial. It's very substantial. We put $12 million into Shaker Square. That's the first thing I signed off and council approved, because all 17 council have to approve ordinance for anything need to move forward. So Shaker Square have been revitalized in the last 4 years, and it looks much better. It really looks good, and it's attractive, and it's inviting for folks to see that it's safe. It's safe. We brought in new restaurants. We landscaped. We resurfaced from Northmoreland to Shaker Square, to Drexmore, to Ashwood, to Buckeye, to Livingston. All that in the works of revitalizing that entire area. Then we moved on to Buckeye Corridor. We put $3.8 million into the Buckeye Corridor, and we're going to reopen those 11 buildings of Burton Bell Carr, to open those buildings back up. That's been closed for many, many years. With that $3.8 million, we're going to open up those. Right now, they're in their carpentry and white boxing, those 10 buildings. And they're going to be opened up for restaurants, retail, office space, maybe computer services. We have put not only the $3.8 million, part of that going into the Morelands Theater, but we also gave additional $300,000 to the Morelands Theater for renovation, to restore that theater as an art and culture event center for young adults and kids, so they can have some place to be all day, to learn things, to build skills, to find security in our neighborhood again. We also Blaine Griffin, Councilman President Blaine Griffin and I, we put a security agency on the Buckeye Corridor. In addition of opening it up for new businesses, Safe Choice will be coming over to the Buckeye Corridor for security in the afternoon to the late evening, because by us revitalizing the corridor, we need safety too, to bring in new businesses. In addition, Mayor Biv in 2023, he gave $15 million of the ARPA funding to the south side, to the southeast side of Ward 4, Ward 2, and Ward 1. So that $15 million, $5 million went to housing. Another $5 million went to businesses. Another $5 million went to infrastructure. And that has already started back in 2023.
Okay.
So in addition
So we
to all
won't
that,
see it. So we won't see the result. They won't see the results until 2028.
they seeing it now. The
Okay.
results are happening now.
Okay.
If you live in the ward,
Right.
and if you came to the community meetings that I've been having since March of 2022, every month, and in the summertime, from June to September, I have 2 meetings a month. I have one big festival in July. If you are a consistent resident, you don't have to come to every meeting. You come to the meetings. This information is explained, and I have impact statements at the meeting to show every process of development that's been going on in Ward 4 since 2022 up to current. And every resident also get a handout that is created other than my newspaper. And the handout shows every aspect of the funding that has been allocated for everything in Ward 4. And everything I have spoken on is in the process of already being renovated, revitalized as of today. Everything takes time, Larry. Nothing is overnight.
Right.
But everything has already started, and it takes time for perfection for us to finally see what we've been waiting for. So everything has already been started, and you will see that soon enough. We have, I'm gonna say this, Larry, Cleveland Housing Network have built 26 homes in the Mount Pleasant area. 126 to Kinsman to Luke, 134th, 135th, and I believe 132nd. We signed off on those partials in 2022. We knew it was going to take 2 years for them to start building those homes. And if you go over there, you will see all those homes have done, because on September 24th, they're going to have a celebration in the Mount Pleasant area to open up those homes to first-time homeowners who already went through the 2-year program to get that. But Habitat for Humanity have built 15 homes in the Buckeye area on Elwell, Sutherland, and Sophia, and did 4 rehabs. We had a celebration a month ago on Elwell to open up those homes. We also have a young man named Quentin Green.
Shout out to Quentin. I know Quentin. Shout out to him.
Shout out to Quentin.
Shout out to Quentin.
Shout out.
He better be about my birthday celebration on the 22nd of August.
You was there.
I was there when
party.
my birthday celebration at the Mexican restaurant on Chagrin, he better be there. Quentin, you and your wife.
Okay. Quentin, he just received approval to build 8 homes on Mountain View. Okay, so look at the variety of different developers who have come back into Ward 4 to invest housing. We need housing to build back our population. We also have Woodland Choice Estates on the Buckeye on 93rd and Buckeye. We got the 3rd phase of the apartment units being built.
I seen those.
Okay,
I seen those.
Seen those?
Yeah, I seen those.
Because between Ward 6 and Ward 4, that's where all your new Woodland Choice homes are being built. So understand, it takes time to choose the right type of investment, so you can bring the economic wealth in various ways back to a community. This is what we done in 4 years. 4 years ago, we didn't have this plan. 4 years now, we do. And I want to say another thing. We partnered with Cleveland State of Urban Affairs to help do the assess mapping to figure out what type of development and investment that will bring Ward 4 back to life. So due to that survey, 800 plus residents did the survey. Their opinion was in that survey, and that's how we came to what we are economically investing and developing and growing in Ward 4.
Okay, so we're gonna take a break because she just brought some receipts. I don't know if anybody.
I brought my receipts.
You brought her receipts and you brought the newsletter. So I'm not going to say no. We're going to take a short break.
All right.
And when we come back, we're going to ask her about the interview that Mayor Bibb did here with BET about crime being down and some other things that's going on. And plus, we're going to get the information. I guess the receipts are solid as a rock. That's
Solid
why
as a rock.
why we playing Ashford and Simpson.
Solid as a rock.
All right.
Solid as a rock.
All
There you
right.
go.
All right, we'll be back on the headline eye with on Nerve DJs, WNRV 108.1.com.
We build it up and build it up and build it up, and now it's solid. Solid as a rock. That's what this love is. That's what we've got. Oh, solid. Solid as a rock. And nothing's changed it. The thrill is still hot, 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 hot. Oh, you didn't turn away when the sky went gray. Somehow we managed. We had to stick together. You didn't bat an eye when I made you cry. We knew down the line we would make it better. And for love's sake, each mistake, oh, you forgave. And soon both of us learned to trust, not run away. There was no time to play. We build it up and build it up and build it up, and now it's solid. Solid as a rock. That's what this love is. That's what we got. Oh, yes it is. Solid. Solid as a rock. And nothing's changed it. The thrill is still hot, 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 hot. Oh, gone with the wind. Another friend got in between, tried to separate us. But knock, knock on wood, you understood. Love was so new, we did what we had to. And with that feeling, we were willing to take a chance.
Looking to grow or expand your business?
Yo, bro, you read my mind.
Well, we have the perfect solution for you. Your business needs are important, and so is your advertising. Here at WNRV Power 1081, we have marketing solutions for all your business needs and affordable pricing to keep you in the green. Give us a call today at 216-702-0688. That's 216-702-0688. Or email us at WNRVPower1081@gmail.com today.
Are you a DJ, radio show, music artist, or podcaster and you've thought about having your own mobile app? BV Mobile Apps could be the solution. They specialize in creating apps with live audio streams, mixes, music, and songs. You can integrate your social media, videos, blogs, and most importantly, send push notifications to your followers. For more information, bvmobileapps.com or on social media at BV Mobile Apps. That's B as in business, V as in victory, bvmobileapps.com.
Looking for the perfect workspace? Office Lofts and Solon has you covered. Whether you need a private office, co-working membership, or a virtual business address, we've got flexible options to fit your needs. Check out our 2 spring promos. Enjoy free co-working Fridays and no deposit on private office rentals. We also offer month-to-month leasing for your ultimate flexibility. Visit office-lofts.com or call 216-230-9258 to lock in your space now. Office Lofts, where productivity meets flexibility.
See you soon.
What do you get when you take 2 witty nerds and 2 of the best pair of hands since Techniques 1200s? Or better yet, Grandma's fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, and greens on Sunday after church. Hallelujah! Then for dessert, the dopest blend of classic R&B and hip-hop joints all whipped up in one big sexy mixing bowl. You know what you get? The Party and Bull Show. That's right. Heard 7 days a week. Make sure you check your station for days and times. It ain't what you used to, and it's better than what you thought. It's the most unprepared show on the planet. You never know what we gonna say or who's gonna stop by. It's the Party and Bull Show with Dave Tolliver, Tiffany Nicole, DJ Cochise, and DJ Deuce, a.k.a. the Final Four. Turn it up in the whip, turn it up loud on Saturday while you cleaning. We the best, and I ain't talking about DJ Khaled. We up and we on. Check your stations for days and times. Party and Bull-ish, cause everybody loves a party, and Bull-ish ain't always bad. I holla, yeah man.
This is WNRV 108.1.
You're not alone. Many people out there, including me.
This is WNRV 108.1.
All right, we're back. That is old school Jody Watley. I'm looking for a new love. We're back on the headline. Nerd DJs, WNRV 108.9.com. We get on your nerves. That's one of my mother's favorite songs.
That goes, Miss Gray, he picks the music based on his guess. I don't think that was one of your favorites. You did a bad job this time.
No, she was. She put.
Jody Watley.
That was Jody Watley.
Now you know Jody Watt was on Soul Train.
Really? I missed that episode. I probably was too young to watch it.
You probably weren't even born. I'm gonna give you grace on that one.
Exactly.
But Jody Watley was one of the dancers on Soul Train, and then she became a singer. So look that up.
So when it's
that's my history.
When it's a party and it's a Soul Train line, you going down the line?
I'm going down.
Like, that's what's up.
See,
we got a real one here.
She's real. We bring nothing but the real ones in here. They ain't playing around. Sometimes people play around, but the thing is that shout out to Gracious. Speaking of real ones, shout out to Andrew Berry for taking a picture with me after all the scrutiny that he's been getting on Shadur Sanders being on the depth chart. But he was there at the dinner on Saturday, the foundation dinner. That was wonderful. Did a wonderful job. To see a whole bunch of black people get together, especially about journalism and supporting their own. That's what's up. Speaking of an article, BET, when one of the BET was also here, one of the reporters from BET, did a story with Mayor Justin Bibb, Councilwoman Gray, and he said that crime was down 50% in the city of Cleveland. Now, to the chagrin of some activists that were on my page and others sharing it, they shared their displeasure about what Mayor Bibb said. What are your thoughts about the article that he had stated, that crime was down?
Well, I don't follow the articles per se. I'm going to be just honest about it. I did not hear the program that he was on about, he stated that crime was down, but I know when he's on other media stations, he states that crime is down. Now we got to look at this. What areas that crime is down? There's different variables of areas of crime. So we get the statistic of the booklet that show what areas of crime is down and what crimes are like at a plateau. Okay, so from his view as a mayor, he's the mayor of the city. He's the boss of everyone that works for him, the city of Cleveland, the public
works,
public safety. That's public safety. And that's his police, fire, EMS, dispatcher, administration. Those are the force of his employers that do the safety job. Okay, so from his perspective, if that's what he says, that he sit and talk with his force of employers, and that's what they give him, that's what he manifests, then that's what he believes, that crime is down 50%.
Okay. So as far as, you said you brought a lot of infrastructure into Ward 4. Y'all both got something in common. This is your first time, in these seats. Him as mayor, you as city council. What have you learned over these past 3.5 years going into your fourth, as far as being councilwoman of Ward 4?
Oh boy, that is a bullet question. I have learned so much of government since I've been council, how to govern and understand to move funding around, to understand a system that should be able to help the city to bring in more economic wealth of businesses, of a structure of economic wealth, partnership from other cities, from developers and contractors, uh, 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 to build our community bigger than it ever can possibly be. So learning more in this position as a council is different than being an activist in your neighborhood. So a lot of infrastructure of understanding of how to vote on different decision makings for the city. I give you example. I was came in not knowing what this council position really entails and what needed to be done on this side as a council and governing a ward per se. So I was put on 5 different committees. I was put on the safety,
Okay.
the health and human services, utility, municipal, and also I forget the last one. I'm sorry. Utilities and transportation. Transportation.
That's like RTA?
That's like RTA and the airport.
Okay.
Okay. Utilities is CPP per se. That's, that is the main utility for the city of Cleveland, but also First Energy as well. Human services is arts and culture. Municipal is infrastructure and public works. Okay? So that deal with RECs as well. So being on those different committees, I have learned to understand what those different departments bring to the city, what they need to maintain and keep the city clean, healthy, and safe, and also lit up. So you go through ordinances that those different departments bring to each committee, and other councils are on 4 or 5 committees because we overlap.
Okay.
So we listen to what the director or manager bring to the table to understand what they need to do and provide the services to the city, and we have to vote on that in council to pass an ordinance for them to receive the funding to do the job.
Okay.
And to break all that down is to understand your city, understand your, the city as a whole, and also to understand your ward, because the city get all the funding, but your ward also, get that service too. So I learned a lot on city matters.
Okay.
City matters.
All right. So let's get to a couple of questions that I know that people want to answer. First of all, there's been a debate about, giving people gift cards to buy votes. That's the first thing. I heard it in other wards. And the second thing is the Cleveland Brown Stadium situation, the city of Cleveland and everything else like that. So first, let's start with the gift card issue. What do you think about, been said before, and of course you replaced somebody that was, he's still in a federal prison. So, because of corruption and things of that nature. So what do you think about activists accusing city council people of buying votes with gift cards, $25 gift cards? What do you think about that?
Well, be honest with you, I really don't have a comment on that, to be honest with you, because I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. So those gift cards was provided to assist our residents just with a gift card for holiday time. So that's what I do. I provide them for Thanksgiving, and I provide them for Christmas. That's the only 2 areas that I I don't even give out gift cards. We can't even give the gift cards out anymore. The gift cards have to be funded through the CDC, and the CDC employees have to be in your have to be at the event for them to distribute the gift cards. And that's what I do at my Thanksgiving and Christmas dinner. So prior to that, at one point, the councils were able to give out the gift cards. I can't say, what was allowed during that time frame. All councils did it in that way. It was allowed to do it in that way. But now it has changed to say that the gift cards have to be allotted through the council. We get a maximum of what we want to distribute, and the CDCs have to be involved to distribute the gift cards to the residents. That's what I do in my ward.
All right, the CDCs are the Community Development Corporation.
Yes, Community Development Corporation. They have to go pick up the gift cards from, most of them are picked up from Dave's Supermarket, or maybe wherever someone else wants them to be distributed from. They have to pick them up. They have to count them. They have to be at your event when they are distributed. They account that for that. We have a form that has to be filled out. Filled out with your demographic form, with your name, information, your income, your gender, your race, and then you sign off on it, and then they hand you the gift card. Those forms go back to the CDC. Copies, we get them back, and they go back to the law department. Because that is federal funding, that's federal money that buy the gift cards, and that's your, that's state funding by your gift cards, because that's your casino funding that you use to give gift cards. Your casino funding, that's from your casinos, and that's state money, and then it comes back and it's divided among 17 councils, how much we get to use that for community programs, gift cards, and other type of programs that we can help provide for community assistance, for anyone want to create a program for youth or community or senior citizen. But that's how the gift cards are supposed to be distributed.
So the thing is that there's been a issue with the new stadium at Cleveland Brown Stadium. It's been in City Hall. We had the county commissioner Chris Ronayne, Mayor Bibb, City Council President Blaine Griffin. What is your opinion on stadium funding by the funding for the new stadium in Brook Park, or just the lakefront development in downtown Cleveland?
Well, you know what? The Browns situation is complex, and we all know that, right? You know what happened with Mardell.
Yeah.
Okay, but understand this.
I lived through that. Thank you.
Then we lived through it.
Yes.
However, I'm just going to be short on this Browns, this stadium. A lot of people are upset. Some don't even care. Okay. What's going to happen is what's going to happen. That's the magnitude with the mayor, with county executive Chris Ronayne, with Justin Bibb, with the Hasman family, with Brook Park. To say this, for what I know is, we own the Browns name, right?
Right.
And we own the stadium, right? The contract is not over till
2028. So
the process is happening. So I'm just going to put this like this. Let them fight that.
So the councilmen and women has nothing to do with the Browns movement. I mean, y'all can't vote and block it. I mean, y'all can't.
Well, the state gave them $600 million, billion dollars.
So it's nothing.
That was the state that gave them that $600 million. It wasn't us.
Yeah, y'all basically like, stop. We ain't got nothing to do with that.
No. It's not about that. We have everything to do with it, but in the sense, it goes through the process.
That's it.
I'm a Browns fan. I'm a huge dog fan. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't want to see them go. Hello? I don't want to see them go. but it's a magnitude of financial, huge financial oversight. You just can't take the Browns out of city government.
Right.
You can't
Even though
take
they
it.
moving 15 minutes up the way.
Right, they are. So,
Really only 15 minutes from downtown?
but
Brook Park is, yeah.
Brook Park,
Only 15 minutes?
Yeah.
15 minutes.
Why everybody complaining?
So-
Because it'll leave that big old stadium down on the
Oh,
lakefront.
well, we'll figure out something.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's just it's a lot of innuendos dealing with that situation with the Brown Stadium, we just gotta fight the fight and to the end. So no, the council we have caucus meetings. We had caucus meetings about the situation with the Browns coming in, of course. So we're very engaged, and we just gotta just let the fight go through until the end.
Right.
That's what's up.
So,
One thing I learned though, let me bring this back. I was at a forum with Mike, Councilman Mike Polinsky.
Polinsky.
And I always pronounce his name wrong. Sorry, Mike. He's my guy. But he stood up at a forum that I wasn't aware of a lot of things that's going on with the Brown Stadium. But like he said, he's been around 12 terms.
Right.
He was there in the beginning, and he's still here standing up for the Browns. And like he said, the Brown Stadium is, was bought by bond money. It's by bond money.
Yeah.
I'm not by money, but bonds.
Right.
It's by bonds. So at the end of the day, bond is that bond bought the stadium, and the bond going to have to end up paying off the stadium at the end of the day. So things that I'm still learning about that part of the about that part of the stadium is still a mystery, but it's so much you still have to understand about this deal that's going on. I don't like it. However, I'm still a Dog fan.
It's understandable. I think we all are, and I think we just want best for the both city and the Cleveland Browns. And of course, a better product. That's why we pulling for Shador to be at least the number 2 quarterback behind Flacco.
Quarterback.
Right.
Sanders.
Yes.
He did well.
He did.
well.
He did well. So there's been some people who are activists and advocates on everywhere that complains about city council and their workings in and out, and the mayor, of course. So what do you tell those people in your board, or those people who are activists and advocates for change for better, in their communities, with Cleveland, especially saying that the East Side Wars have been getting ignored for a long time? What do you say to those people?
Well, I am still an activist.
Really?
And I still be out there every day, boots on the ground. So that's where I started. So I hear them and I understand them because I still work with them. Okay, I be in meetings. We have conversations. So what I do to engage with the activists that still stand up to the same belief what I stand up to, because I see and know what they feel and what they want. So being in this position is to understand how we can use this position to fund our community. It's a process, and it's a process that I have now learned how to engage and how to collaborate with the things I can do now in council to fund our community and to have a decent conversation on what is still needed in the community. But we have to work together, because a council is in the position doesn't mean that council have to do it all. The activists are in their right to make sure that their community, is needed with what they are asking for. And there's a way to provide everyone with what they're asking for, but it has to go through the process. The process is kind of slow, to be honest with you. But however, that's how the process has been. But when you understand the process of still providing what is needed, it can be done.
Pretty much, people got to trust the process.
You got to just trust it to understand the process. I'm transparency with all the residents to let them know how that process works. We just have to be patient. I don't like it, but listen, I get calls and calls and calls regardless of the process. They said, Councilwoman Gray, I still don't have it. I understand. Be patient. It's on its way. We govern some things, but the process goes through the city to get it done.
Okay, that's what's up. So, all right, back on the campaign trail. You are campaigning, so you were going to be in the primary election. You got a couple of people running against you. We know that. So, how can people donate to your campaign, help out with your campaign, volunteer to help re-elect Deborah Gray to Ward 4?
Well, people can call me and come out and work with me if they like. They can help do postcards. They can help do some calling. They can help be boots on the ground with me, per se. They can email my Facebook page, council at fordgray.com, if you want to donate, as well as coming to my fundraiser, which I will be having one soon.
You can do it here if you like. No.
Okay, well, I could consider that.
Okay.
It could be anywhere.
All right.
The next one I'm looking at is the VIP lounge on 93rd and on Wood Hill.
Okay.
That's the VIP lounge. I talked with Flip about that. So looking forward for that, per se. Otherwise, just call me, talk to me, let me know what you can do.
What is the number for them to call you?
You can call me at 216-972-6745. And also you can call me at 216-664, 216-857-0562. That's where most of my calls were. And or you can email me. You can email me at bafashions1@yahoo.com.
Okay. And also, question, do you have any, as far as, when is your next community meeting in Ward 4? And where
My
is
next community meeting is August 26th.
Oh, the day after my birthday. Lovely.
That's the Thursday, correct?
It's August 26th is a Tuesday.
Okay, sorry about that. It's August 28th.
Okay.
At Zama George from 5 to 7:30. Is every fourth Thursday of the month at Zama George from 5 to 7:30. I have agenda that's going to be set up. The Northeastern Sewer District will be at the meeting to talk about the Lower Lake in Shaker Square. In Shaker. What's going on with that. And it's the Horseshoe Lake and the Lower Lake. What's going on with that? Mm-hmm. And then we have we have State Farm Insurance. They want to come to my community meeting to talk about the services they provide for dual insurance or separate. Mm-hmm. And then I have some other guests that's going to pop in and talk about some other issues. And then it's a conversation from the residents who have Q&A. But also, I will have my receipts, my impact statement. I have at every meeting, so everyone can follow the money if you don't want to follow me.
Okay. It said, if you don't want to follow me, follow the money. That is a bold statement. Like, you said, I got my receipts. I got them right here. Spread every one out of them. And we got, wow. We got to, you know what? That's just drop the mic moment for real. That is like, hey, she got receipts for y'all. Hey. She got with a capital R-E. She got them for y'all.
Exactly. Because this is vital. The funding that's supposed to go into the ward, that's where it's supposed to go. We are looking for revitalizations in our community, mm-hmm. and people are unhappy about those things because they want to see tangible growth in their wards. You got people that have been in the wards for 50, 60, 70 years. They seen the ward when it was vital. They seen the change. So I am in the ward. I see what they see. I know what they know. So we all need to work together to know that this is what's going on now. You know, we bring in an amphitheater at Lou Easton Park. That is being built for the community. We got a dog park that's coming to Lou Easton Park. We got 2 horseshoe stands that's coming to Lou Easton Park. We got pickleball that's coming to the tennis court. So we're trying to bring a lot of fun activities for the residents can come out and have a great time, other than building housing, infrastructure, and businesses at the same time. We got a big event center, Oasis of the City, being built on Kinsma as we speak. We got 2 apprenticeship programs on Kinsma. One called Evision Cleveland that's been there before I even came council. I was introduced to that by Anita Gardner, our appointed council. She's on the board with Evision Cleveland. She introduced me to them, and we gave them some ARPA money to finish the renovation. They've been open for almost 5 years. They had 4 or 5 kids that graduated from the apprenticeship program, making between $25 and $40 an hour. We have another apprenticeship a program that's opening up on 140th in Kinsman called Build and Construction Initiative. That's Mr. Sanford and his partner. That is almost done as well. We have a Serenity Health, Miss Fleming. If you know Miss Fleming, she bringing a Serenity Health Ally program for ADH kids who can live in that building and also have a wonderful program that's going to be able to assist the kids in their needs. We got a pharmacy coming to Kinsman. We got Archway Health urgent care coming to Kinsman. So we are in a vital area of wealth and wealth that's coming to our community that we haven't had in a long time, and these are the choices of the residents. So believe you me, we got Murders Taylor that been there forever. We got Mount Pleasant Barbecue. Come on now. Right. You know, we got shrimp boats still hanging in there. Yeah. We got 3 rec centers that's still vital and open. We got Woodland Rec, we got Hamilton Rec, we got Zelma Rec. So we got a lot of wealth and historical things that's in our community that's already there that we have now revitalized. So the residents of all ages can come and enjoy. And listen, this is a light of 2025 that we open up, and we are on the move, and there's no stopping us.
Right. So pretty much when you're reelected again, you know, you're going to keep those projects going.
Yes, the projects are already going right now. The projects are going, and new projects are going to be coming after these projects. But soon you're going to see these projects open up this year. They are in the final stage of revitalization and renovations of these buildings. And then we have 2. Listen, I'm gonna say this: people see a lot of other buildings that's been still abandoned. Mm-hmm. Those buildings on Kinsman and Union, they are getting funding from the Southeast Side Promise Grant. That's part of that $15 million of the $5 million that Mayor Bill gave to the Southeast Side. Those buildings and those business owners, they are in the process of going through an application of receiving up to $100,000 for their buildings to be renovated, and they already have a program, a plan, and a site plan for the city to know, what that money going to be used for. A new storefront, and also renovation in the building. So those buildings been down for 20, 30 years, had nothing to do with us. But however, the funding is there. We also have another program called Cleveland Housing Investment Fund. That's the list. Those are developers that receive $18 million from the city, $20 million from Key Bank. That's another $1 million that they can put in their businesses if you have a commercial business on the first floor, but you have apartment units on the second floor. That's what that loan is for. But in the midst of it, Key Bank also gave $2.5 million for senior citizens to get home repair. Our Black Future Empowering Grant gave $2 million from Fifth Third, working with Cleveland Housing Network to rehab over 40 homes in Ward 4. So that happened. We have various different type of grants that has been rehabbing a lot of homes over Ward 4 before I came council and while I've been in council. So a lot of viable investment has been done in Ward 4, and it's tangible. We can see it, we can touch it, and we enjoy it. So we have made a difference in the last 4 years.
All right, that's
okay.
That's a lot. He said, okay, I'm gonna shut up. Yeah, all right. Hey.
My receipts here.
Black fist up for that one.
Okay.
So, you know, and I thank you, Councilwoman Gray, for coming to here. And remember, everybody, early voting started today on August 12th. So I'm an early vote before my birthday on the 25th of August. And I'm just going to keep reminding everybody, just do that. Before we go, I got a guest for next week, Ebony Spano. She's with the Hey Mama Circles and Friends. Pretty much it's the GROW organization, Growing Right Over Wealth. And then she built the MOVE organization, Mama's Organizing Voter Economics, to arm Cleveland and Cuyahoga Mama's Voting Empowered Economic Tools. So she's going to be on here next week. And watch out for Councilwoman Gray on the campaign trail. What's the one word you got to say before we get out of here? About one word you got to say about, your campaign.
One word is boots on the ground.
Okay. One word, one statement. That's what's up. All right, so if nobody tells you to deliver today, I do. Remember, we have the thing this week. We're down here at 5100 at the View and everything else like that. So we're going to go out with one of my mother's favorite songs in mine, too. This is Sheila E. Glamorous Life. Peace, love, and hair grease. We'll see you guys next week.